Hey guys, coming at you with another 91 YJ Wrangler project update. This one is kind of just a little more little stuff that I got done to it. You can see I got my windshield taken off. I'm gonna get ready to repaint the windshield frame. Um, I got my dashboard popped off because I'm getting ready to put my pedals and everything back in and put my steering column back in and ideally put the wiring in because I decided between the last video and this video that I'm going to be using my factory wiring harnesses and I'm just going to modify them to work with the small block Chevy because there's a lot of wiring that isn't just for the engine, so I'd rather not have to custom make all that and take that time. Um, I got my I got the inside of the car pretty much completely cleaned out. I have no more junk or anything sitting in here. Um, One of the things I did tonight was I ran my fuel line. So this is the factory feed line. Normally there would be a feed line and a return line, and I took the return line off of the uh, feed line. You know, it's connected to it up here with little pinch clamps. I took it off because I'm not going to be running a return line when I modify this fuel sender. It'll just have a feed line and that's it. Come over here. I got some stuff painted. I got my wiper arms and my washer nozzles. I also got my brake pedal and brackets painted. I took the clutch pedal off because obviously I'm not running a clutch and I don't want to just have the pedal there. Originally, my idea was going to be to have the clutch pedal and then link them together to kind of make one big pad, one big pedal, but that's a little too much work. It was a lot easier to just take the pedal apart. Pop the hood here. See if I can show you anything under the hood that I did. As far as under the hood goes, I didn't really do a whole lot. You can see Mike. I got the fuel line. This is where it would come up from the factory. Be oriented, you know, something like this, but with this hose we're on. I think what I'm going to do is where it quick disconnects to the rest of the metal line, I'll take that off and then run a little rubber piece of hose to couple another hard line that would go along the frame and over the front with the brake lines, and then onto the side and go to the fuel pump. That way I can get I can use my factory fuel line, but then I can have it hooked up to a mechanical fuel pump. I got my air cleaner off. I don't want to run that air cleaner. I don't want to have it, on the car at all. It looks goofy and it takes up too much space. And I always end up taking it off anyway to work on the engine, so I figured I'm not going to bother having it in here anymore. I got the spark plugs in. Those were fun to get in. Luckily, these headers, I don't necessarily have to take them off to get the spark plugs in and out. However, I do if I need to use if I want to use a spark plug wrench. I think this one on this cylinder on this side, and then like 2 or 3 of them on that side, I had to use just an open-ended wrench to get the spark plugs in, but that shouldn't be too big of an issue. So yeah, I mean, the next thing that I'm probably going to end up ordering is the alternator. And then after that, I'll order the oil. and then I will theoretically be able to, once I get it wired up and a fuel system hooked up, I'll theoretically be able to run this engine. I'm gonna try to actually, yeah, no, instead of the alternator, I'll probably order the stuff to convert that fuel sender unit next. That way I can have this all done and buttoned up and back in the car, and that's one less thing I have to worry about. Um, yeah, so that's what I'll probably do. Next up on the chopping block is the rest of the fuel system. So, yep, that's pretty much what I'm doing. Um, I don't really have any other real updates on the car. Like I said, I'm really just kind of going slowly on this project. Um, Again, I would really like to have this engine running by this spring, which is coming up very soon, but I should be able to make that deadline. Um, yeah, I think that's gonna be it. One thing was the whole reason I came down here and did all this was because I wanted to put the wiring in the dashboard and put the steering column up, but obviously I didn't get to do that because I wanted to see if these bars are going to get in the way with how I would have to sit, because I don't know how far up the seat has to be or how far back the seat has to be, so I have to figure out, in the seating position that I would sit in, are these bars going to be a problem? Because if they are, I'm just going to remove them like I did with the original roll bar that this car came with. I ended up just taking the crossbars off so it was really so I could fold the windshield down. But yeah, so that's going to be it for this video, guys. I'll try and keep these updates coming. I know I don't really film anything as I'm doing it. It's pretty much more of, I use this as a kind of a video diary page, basically. This is more for logging what I've done to the car rather than showing actually doing it. Which in the future I'll try to actually make videos on doing stuff like that. But yeah, see you guys in the next one.